Wow. So now we have a school district in California, of course. Apparently, they are forcing young girls uncomfortable sharing a bathroom with a boy into filing some type of mental health accommodation request. That's insane. God bless this mother for standing up for what is right and for common sense.
Is, okay. Just a sec. We're going to start the timer. Thank you. Go ahead.
I want to know why you would want to open up Pandora's box. And I'd like to know why you want girls to feel like there's something wrong with them by adding this mental garbage to this. What do you want? Girls to think that they're different, that there's something wrong with them because they're biological girls and they don't want to change in front of a biological boy? What's wrong with that? I'm a grown woman. I don't want to change in front of a biological man that I'm not with. So what's different with a young girl? Why would you put something like that? Why would you want to make a girl feel like there's something wrong with her for having her feelings? What, are biological girls not allowed to have feelings? Only transgender girls, boys, whatever the individual wants to identify as? It's disgusting that people even had to come over here to address this issue, because there is nothing wrong with a biological girl feeling uncomfortable. And the individual or individuals who put this together should feel ashamed of themselves. Put your damn heads down, because there's nothing wrong with girls. And we're sick and tired of having to listen to people that sit in seats like yours demonizing girls because they feel like girls, and they are not ashamed or apologetic for being girls and not wanting to change it next to a boy. It's wrong in so many different ways, and you are disrespecting your students. Do you want them to feel like there's something wrong with them? You claim to care about mental issues, but here you are creating them. Are you not thinking about how they're going to feel afterwards? Or are they just money because they're sitting in a seat? Is that how you're looking at them? Are you looking at them like students or a check? Make up your minds. Care or don't give a
Time.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn Hendricks.
And I'm Kylie Wool, and we're both 8th grade students at James L. Day Middle School.
This year, we are both in a PE class with a biological male who is transitioning. We are young women and do not feel comfortable changing in front of a biological male. Everyone should feel comfortable and safe at school. We should not have to claim we are mentally unstable or extremely religious to be accommodated for this reason. I ask you to rethink your decision and reevaluate this right now. Please rethink what you're doing. There has to be a better solution. There has to be something that is better than what this is stating right now. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Savannah, and I'm a parent of 3 kids in the school district. I am absolutely outraged at this so-called mental health exemption. Forcing students to be labeled with a mental health issue just because they don't want to change in front of the opposite sex is not only bogus, but it's dangerous. It stigmatizes normal modesty as a mental disorder. Trustee Emil Barham has directed parents to these forums as if this is a solution. It is not a solution. It is a betrayal of parents and children. You are asking kids to either give up their privacy or carry a false mental health label that could haunt them through adulthood for any career that requests a security clearance. This board has no business turning modesty and safety into a diagnosis. Privacy should be default, not something that kids have to earn through a form. Parents in this community are watching closely, and we will not stand by while you sacrifice our children's well-being to push paperwork and politics. End this sham of an exemption and protect our kids. Parents see through this, and we will not forget. Thank you.
Jennifer San Nicholas.
We all share the same goal here, keeping our children safe, supported, and able to learn without distraction. This is a distraction. My concern is the requirement that students who feel uncomfortable in a situation of sharing a facility with someone of the opposite biological gender must file a mental health reasonable accommodation. That language unfairly labels the student as if they have a disorder, when in reality, they're simply expressing a normal boundary about privacy and safety. This change also forces the parent to suggest an arrangement to make the student feel safe and supported within the school environment. The parent has to come up with a suggestion. The burden of the accommodation should not fall on the majority of the students who are simply using facilities consistent with their biological sex, telling them that they must either adjust or be permanently marked with a mental health record. That isn't fair, and it discourages students from speaking up when they feel unsafe. As a former United States Marine, I know firsthand how serious that can be. If I carried a mental health accommodation as a young person, it could have disqualified me from serving. We should not risk closing doors for students into the future simply because they express a normal, healthy boundary today. Policies like this can also create unnecessary vulnerabilities and increased risk, situations that could have easily been prevented with a balanced approach. To make this real, in my own home, I do not allow my teenage boys to be undressed around my teenage daughter. That's not because of judgment. It's because about healthy boundaries, modesty, and safety. It is not just my daughter who would feel uncomfortable. My sons are also very uncomfortable with the idea of a male being in their sister's private space. All three of my children feel strongly about these boundaries, and I believe the school should respect them as well. A more balanced approach would be the student requesting access to a different facility or be offered a private or single-use option under their own accommodation request. That way their needs are met, the law is upheld, all without stigmatizing other students or forcing them into.
You guys been talking about Emil and Dr. Anderson, talking about you're the first to do it. You're the first to pull the dumbest, most stupidest policy I could ever think of. Yeah, you're the first, you win the first prize of being so stupid. You open up a Pandora's box of being sued from both sides. Yeah, Mr. Emil, I love the grin. I mean, you did that to Chelsea, right? You have the most weirdest, and we talked on the phone before when you first got elected. You Oscar, I'm a conservative, parental rights, and you promised to bring that back. What you should be doing is putting parental rights now, bringing that forward instead of this. This thing doesn't matter, doesn't mean, because it's state law. You can't wiggle waggle. You can't break the law, right? You should write up a parental rights notification policy that's worded the way you like it, the way it's legal, and pass that. Stop playing games. Do the right thing. Protect children all together, all kids, right? Figure out a way to do that. Notify parents of any kind of danger. But for you to bring back this generic, goofy policy that nobody else is doing, I mean, they're gonna copy this thing. Nobody wants this. You're literally endangering the district with being sued from both sides. So it's stupid, it's dumb. Do the right thing, protect children. Thank you.
Greetings, board members and Dr. Woods. I want to begin by saying that my comments are not to attack inclusivity or equity. Instead, they are to protect the students who are being discriminated against by being required to fill out a mental health or religious accommodation form. I also want to protect staff that will be required to fill out a religious accommodation form. To be fair, are the biological male or biological females who are wanting to use the restrooms and locker rooms of the opposite sex or gender being asked to fill out mental health or religious accommodation forms? If not, why not? This creates a bias towards one protected class over another, which then makes it discriminatory. The majority of students have grown up all of their lives using the restrooms and locker rooms that have been assigned to them at birth by being a biological male or biological female. They should not have to fill out a mental health or religious accommodation opt-out form to use the private spaces they have always used. Requiring them to do so is discriminatory against them and their identified sex and gender, which is a protected class. Another protected class is religion. Requiring staff or students to fill out a religious accommodation form violates religious privacy, beliefs, and convictions. The religious accommodation form can accommodate a staff member out of a job like it did Jessica Tapia in Harupa. If staff is asked or required to lie to parents about a student's change in gender, be forced to use pronouns, adhere to gender support plan, or name change without parental notification, there are staff members who will not comply with these requests. These are examples of how religious rights are being violated at TVUSD. Now, one thing I will also say, I brought this issue up in October of 2021. And at that point, because I said biological male and biological female, HRD had written me up. They said that my terms were egregious. So I hope I'm not retaliated against tonight because of my comments. Now, I will say this, I had a lot more to say to kind of bridge this all together. It would have been nice if you guys would have consulted with secondary PE staff, which you did not. And now that we're in this mess, we have no idea how to get out of it because you have no idea how the instructional time is going to be wasted. Thank you.
Every child has a right to privacy, and my daughter does not need some district exemption to affirm that. All this is politics telling our biological girls to shut their mouths and step aside. And as a dad, I'm tired of it. This isn't federal politics. This is local politics. We elected you to represent us. And I know how all of you feel, and I know that this is tough, but you can do it. You just are choosing not to. Weak leaders and water always take the path of least resistance.
Time.
I'm here also, this is a line in the sand issue. What you do tonight and the direction you choose to go will have a ripple effect, a profound ripple effect throughout the state of California. We've seen that when one district leads, others quickly follow. So I urge you to choose wisely and give this serious consideration. Mental health, that was why I came here tonight, because when I saw that that was your faux solution, it is completely unacceptable. And I do acknowledge your willingness to pivot and seeing that that might not be the road to go down. Mental health, we could kumbaya all night, but there is still a stigma to mental health. And even the ICD has designated that transsexualism, transvestism, gender dysphoria. So at this point, who bears the burden? It should be the person that has a mental health affliction. What you are asking is transference. Transfer that burden onto the girl, make it her problem, and we say no. I also want to go back to the comprehensive sexual education. One of the big lessons through all these districts is boundaries. So you talk out of one side about girls learning boundaries and speaking up and holding, and then you tell them to shut up in the locker room. No, sir. Also, when they talk about the lawyer and checking a box on that, you may keep it a secret, but at some point that girl is going to sit down with a background and she's going to have to check a box. Are you asking her to lie that she's never had? Because that's what you're telling her to do, is to take that accommodation. This may be a well-intended solution. I appreciate that maybe what the intent was, but this is not a Solomon solution. What you have offered us leaves the baby lying in two pieces on the floor. So please revisit, rethink, pull back, and I salute your willingness to do so. Thank you.
We're going to do 2 minutes each. I just want to start, though, and clarify some things with the
You
public.
and Mr. Barham have dominated all of the time up until this point, and it's far surpassed 2 minutes. Far surpassed. I'm going to ask you to let me read my statement, which I have timed, but it's more than 2 minutes.
Point of order. Just a second. Okay.
I want you to give me the time that you have equally spoken with Mr. Barham. I would like at least 3 to 4 minutes. I'll take 3 minutes. You need to give me that time to go through my statement as I've waited for all of your questions and your statements.
No, I'm going to start. Just give me a minute. I want everyone to calm down. Are you ready, Mrs.
I'm
Wiersma?
calm and I've listened to you for the evening, but I would like to respectfully ask for you to allow me to speak as you mentioned earlier that you would. I'm happy to come back to you, but please let me speak.
No, I'm going to go first.
Recall Anderson.
I'll just go. Okay, I just want to start. I'm going to briefly just explain why this policy was written. So I'm Melinda Anderson. I'm Christian. I'm a registered Republican. I am a human biologist. I studied zoology with human biology emphasis. I can define a man and a woman. I believe there are two sexes. I don't believe in gender. I believe that is something that was created the last century. I believe there's two genders and several personalities, and people can act how they want. But if you guys do not want religious accommodation, then fine, we won't vote for it. You don't. We're in California, and I asked you, please give me some solutions. What can we do for the girls? How can we protect girls' privacy? That's what we're doing. Then who else? So my question is, everyone has come here and you're saying fight. Where's your resolutions? Where's your options? You say fight. How do you want me to fight?
Right to your left with the trustee waiting to speak.
No, I just want you guys to know, like, my heart was in the right place, and I was just trying to afford. That's fine. It's fine. Give us your 2 minutes. What do you have? What's your solution?
Let her talk.
What is your solution to protect girls' privacy in the locker room? Give it to me. I'm interested.
No, 3 minutes each. 3 each. Let's go.
3 each.
3 or 4? 3 each. Give each of us 3 minutes.
Amrosky, Schwartz, and Anderson have said 3 minutes each board member, and then we're good.
Let's go.
Thank you for being here tonight. You're why I stepped up to serve as a school, to wear a label of being religious or having a mental health issue in order to file an accommodation for wanting common sense and privacy in their restroom of their God-given identity. Let's talk about California Ed Code. Section 35183 requires schools to provide notice of privacy policies, suggesting an obligation to protect students' personal dignity without forcing them to seek exemptions. This means mandating an exemption process shifts the burden onto students to prove their need for privacy rather than the school ensuring a privacy-respecting environment. If my colleagues are not going to vote to recognize Title IX and what President Trump is talking about in protecting girls' spaces and sports, listen to this. Back in May, on May 13th, Dr. Komrosky and I agendized a form called Reasonable Right to Privacy, created by the Pacific Justice Institute. It was legally vetted, accompanied by CSBA legal guidelines that I have right here that says this, and I read it that night at the meeting. It's recommended the district include it in its annual notice the following statement. The district is required to permit students to participate in gender segregated programs on and on. The reason that they say that was the wisest way to do it, which is why I brought it forward with a right to privacy example, was this. It's recommended that a district not wait until a transgender or gender nonconforming student enrolls in the district. We don't want to target. We do want to protect all kids. I want to do that. Dr. Anderson and I sat down after that meeting and we went all through this and I explained the idea why. It's why Mr. Barham is always, I shouldn't say always, but tonight, interested in going to the pivot of privacy. This is correct because it could be challenged as discriminatory and intrusive under state law as it compels students to reveal private details that the state protects. If they say, I have to tell you I'm religious, I have to tell you that I'm mentally not well for wanting privacy in my protected space that the law already gives students. This whole thing has been a charade. I have tried from the beginning with Dr. Komrosky to put this forward. If we're not going to fight it, and believe me, I will step up and fight it if this board decides and we can be the example here in California. Knowing though where my colleagues are at, the best option for a bad bill is the privacy policy that I brought forward for discussion and to move it and make it happen.
Can I go next? First thing is right off the top, Mrs. Wursman and I are right. We actually did the right thing and we voted no on these two policies back on June 10th. Listen to the board meeting. That's already happened. These are regurgitated. I will be honest. This is lipstick put on a pig. I'm sorry. I will acknowledge you, Dr. Anderson. You are fighting. We are fighting. You're just going down the wrong path. This is not the right way to go. This mental health exemption and this religious health exemption These are taking a biological reality and turning it into a social construct because of an ed code that is immoral. Yes, it might have been passed. It might have been voted in. It is immoral. It's evil. It's reprehensible. I was voted in to protect the innocence of your kids. I have a daughter. I would be outraged if she had to grow up in this school system, not this school system, in a school system that has to deal with this. This sucks for admin, for us, for everybody in the room. It literally does sucks. Thank you, Jerry Brown, back in August of 2013, for passing this morally reprehensible bill that we now have to deal with. Privacy is a fundamental right. It is an elegant moral feature. Yes, Dr. Regev, you are right. 14th Amendment. Yes, we raised our hands and we swore an oath. Vincent, thank you. On a California Constitution, I've done this twice, once in the military. And so the right path is for Emil, literally, why don't you acknowledge that it was our intellectual property in May that you're trying to steal now and pass it off as your own? No, don't interrupt me, dude. You tried to, before we even had comments, bring forth this solution as if it was your own. Back then, I'll never forget this. And this is, I understand Steve's statement. He thought Brad Davis Pacific Justice Institute, he thought it was a crackpot law firm. I understand that. But if we could have you said that. I'm not drilling you on that. If that's what you believe, fine. But if you actually believed in privacy, we could have not used his and used something going down the right path. This is the wrong path. The other thing, and this is the elephant in the room, man, we talk about saving district fees. There are 2 lawyers right now that have been here for hours, and this is a complete waste of time. Emil, you questioned him over and over and over, only to say, maybe we can bracket this off or not vote it in. I'm not married to it. What in the world? This is a lot of money. These are fine lawyers. We're asking very good questions. But all I'm saying is, let's go down the right path and talk about privacy in the future. I will not vote these in. I never planned on it. We already did our vote back in June, and my vote matters. So I'm going to end with this. I am a Christian. I love the Lord, and I'm glad my daughter doesn't have to go through this. But in Matthew 19:4, and I said this a bunch, Mark 10, verse 6, when Jesus was talking to the Pharisees, have you not read, he who made them at the beginning made them male and female? That is it, folks. There is nothing else. Thank you. Do the right thing. Acknowledge who brought it forward.
Joe,
Okay,
your time is
Okay.
over.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to, I'm kind of confused by people who are telling us to follow the law, but then they're telling us to break the law. So that's kind of contradictory. We're not going to ask how many trans students we have in our district. They are students, and it's their privacy. We're not going to invade their privacy by taking, like they did in Nazi Germany, and I'm a Jew, and I'll stand up. Where's my friend Dr. Regev in the back? Where is my friend Dr. Regev? I'm not bringing my religion into this, okay? We are not going to question what children are. I'm sorry. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm speaking.
Okay, point of order.
When you spoke.
Will you pause Steve's time?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
I just want to say a few things.
I just
Number
want
one.
everyone to be I want the room to be quiet. We can debate professionally. Amy Cohen Barrett did a 3-minute talk last week. It was excellent. I recommend everyone go and listen to it. Talks about decorum
So
and
number
respect.
one, there is no religious
ahead.
test. We don't ask anyone if they want a religious exemption, why it is. Number two, there's no admission of a mental health problem, and we've already said that there is nothing in the permanent record that says why the accommodation was given, whether it was for religious reasons or for mental health reasons. Number three, no one's being labeled with a mental health disorder. Number four, we are trying to protect all children because all children need to be protected, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
I know, that's what we're all, you've got 5 people here coming up, trying to come up. Everyone quiet, please. let's all let's behave as adults. Mr. Barham, I think this board is 5 people trying to protect girls' privacy. We just have different views on it. Let's be open to each other. I'm open to suggestion. Mr. Barham?
And I agree with that. I think we're trying to keep girls or boys, whatever space you're in, from seeing body parts that we don't want them to be seen. We're trying to figure that out. These are safety issues as well. So I'm going to go back to the mental health accommodation.
Yeah, over here. Go ahead.
I have listened to people. I do not want girls or boys to be stigmatized by a mental health accommodation. I don't care who gets the credit, because I think we're competing for credit. Come on, please. I don't care who gets the credit. I don't remember who brought up privacy or whatever. I don't remember that, but I don't care. I don't care, because I think we're on the same side. And that's what we decided 3 or 4 hours ago to do, is to collaborate. I don't care who gets the credit for privacy. Take it. Let's postpone this, okay? And let's look at the privacy accommodation. Hold on. Maybe we do nothing. Maybe we do nothing, but I want to tell you what nothing means. That if a parent comes and we do nothing, there is no obligation to accommodate that parent, because the law says we don't have to. We are trying to work around the law to help families and keep boys from looking at girls' parts and girls from looking at boys' parts. That is what we're trying to accomplish here. So let's work together. I think we're on the same path. I don't give a damn who brought privacy first. We're agreeing. Let's take a look at this. Let's postpone it. I am not going to vote for mental health accommodation. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to do it.
Point of order. Brian, can you just take care?
Excuse me, let me talk.
Do you want to remove that person? First warning.
Please.
This is probably the second warning. I'm going to start first warning. All I'm asking is that people behave as adults. We are all on the same page here. I can't believe we're fighting and we're trying to protect girls. We're fighting for the same thing, but that we can't come together and collaborate. And Mr. Barham just said he's going to vote no on mental health, and you guys are yelling at him. He gets. Mr. Barham. Point. What is that? You're out. You're out of order. First warning. Okay. Brian, let's just close these down. Security's going to close these for us now. Mr. Barham, you can keep talking. For someone that just said he was going to give you what you want and vote no on it, why are you yelling at him aggressively? I don't understand that. He just said, I'm with you. I'm going to vote no. And then you guys scream at him. I don't understand what's happening right now. We're going to keep going. We're just going to quiet them for a minute.
That is your answer. That is your answer, ma'am.
Just close it. So, no. I gave it to you already. It's not going to work on my phone. I don't trust them. I trust it.
Let's not
Rosie. Rosie.
This is Mrs. Wiersma, by the way. Can you hear me, Tony?
Thank you, Joseph, and thank you, Jen. I love you both. Thank you, Jennifer.
Brian,
Okay, let's be honest here. You don't need to be a genius to know that boys should be in boys' bathroom and girls should be in girls' bathroom. Let's just keep it that way. But no, welcome to California, where elected officials are acting like they have no common sense. You let me know what you think about this in the comment section. God bless you and your family. And people want Gavin Newsom to be our next president. God bless you and your family. Catch you on the next one.